My name is Rhapsody. Welcome back to the Darkest Rhapsody Estate here in the Darkest Dungeon. Woo! Alright. We've got the Viscount here. The thing that is a problem for us is that we have one invite to the courtyard. And we're not going to get more invites to the courtyard until the infestation level rises, which is a while away from now. So, my goal here is to try and do it in one shot. So I've chosen the absolute best party that I think I can for that. What we have is Patricia as our legend shield breaker. A lot of this is about the fact that Patricia has Clotter, as well as hard skinned, as well as photomania. So bleed is less likely to affect her, so will less like direct damage, and stress. That's all really good, as well as Precise Striker for that extra 5% crit on the melee skills. Patricia is also going to have to upgrade Serpent Sway before we go in, because I don't believe that I'm going to want the rest of these skills here instead. Specifically because we're not using Blight, and there's no targets that are stealthed in this area. Following that, we've got Mystara here, who is Luminous with +2 speed and +5 dodge, as well as having the Signet Ring and the Dazzling Mirror. It's also worth noting that Mystara specifically has both weapons practice and tactics unlocked, so that when we rest, we can get some really, really good effects out of that. Then we've got Mothmother, the second, the Legend Jester, who has Quick Draw and Luminous, and doesn't really need either of those, but is mostly here as portable stress heal with the Dirge of the Devoured. But that's also going to mean that we're always going to need Laudanum in our inventory, because we're also going to be using the Mothmother to deal a ridiculous amount of damage with Slice Off and Harvest respectively. Finally, we've got Hayden Plus here, who has 20% extra healing received on themselves. We're not running a second line Vestal, we're running a backline Vestal in this one. So all of our damage in this party is Patricia and Mothmother, which means that it's incredibly important that we use Hayden Plus and Mystara to stun stress-dealing enemies as quickly as possible, so that we don't have to use Mothmother's Inspiring Tune all of the time. Specifically because Mothmother needs to be dealing the damage. Now, Hayden also has the Luminous for the extra speed and dodge, which is really good. Flawed Release is bad, but what can I do about it? And Corvid Grace with a +6% dodge and +25% move resist is going to be particularly powerful in helping us make sure that Hayden is not only taking less damage, but is also less likely to be moved out of position. I also think it's more likely that single individual members of the party are going to be nuked in this mission, just because we're in, a champion mission, so a giant crit hits us, that's really bad. Because of that, it's really important that we have Divine Grace, which is why we're not running Hayden as the second liner. Also, because both Patricia and Mystara shuffle themselves with their abilities, and Mystara only with Rampart, but Patricia basically with every move that she makes, will be moving herself around. Savvy? Savvy. Alright. Final things we want to do. I'll just upgrade both of those just in case. Not going to be using any of those. Not going to be using any of those either. Yeah. Worth doing double check there just in case. Sorry, that's actually just me introducing myself. I've changed my name. I'm now called Just In Case. Another thing that I'll actually check is if there's anything in this Nomad Wagon, or sorry, the gem version of the Nomad Wagon that I desperately would like. Not Hellion only, not Highwayman only, not Leper only, Grave Robber, Man-at-Arms, +10 dodge, +30% damage reflection, +20% to stun resist. I can't have Mystara miss stuns, and that's what I would have to do, because Mystara has a stunning trinket and an accuracy trinket, so that just doesn't really work for us. Bounty Hunter, Houndmaster, Vestal. No, there's no husks. Very few Eldritch in this area. Spectral Spear Tip, +15% damage, +20% split. No, we're a crit stack build, so that's not particularly powerful for us either. Antiquarian through Plague Doctor through Occultist. Cool. Never mind. None of that's really going to work for us. So what I really ought to consider is whether I should build a district. Like either the Tainted Well or the Miasmal Orchid. Miasmal, rather, Orchid. Blight resist, disease. No, this is probably what we want. The tainted well. Cool. Looks good to me. That's our party. Just making absolutely certain that I haven't screwed something horribly up here. All right. So. I am going to want Laudanum. I don't think many enemies in this area actually give you horror. Is that true? That doesn't seem necessarily true. Definitely 2 stacks of torches for the extra accuracy, but also for burning out hives and such. Actually going to take 2 of holy water as well. Not only because I have the buffs that I can receive from them, but also 2 holy water. It's probably too much. 1 stack of holy water. So that I can use it for stress relief. Medicinal herbs are particularly powerful over the course of this dungeon as well. Gonna need some shovels, all of the bandages, some of the anti-venom. No skeleton keys, right? Skeleton keys literally aren't used in the entire dungeon, if I recall correctly. And then I'm also going to need some blood. And I'll leave 1 slot open. Food, shovels, keys. No keys. Torches. Intractables. Blood. Let's go.
The feasting and revelry would last for weeks at a time. Great stone tables were set with such an abundance of rare delicacies that we would stuff ourselves until the exotic became mundane. When the lavish spread began to spoil, a ravenous gourmand gleefully proposed that we sample from the fetid pile of composting refuse. The notion was dismissed as decidedly unhealthy. But days later, he was found cackling madly atop a heap of rancid comestibles, licking his fingers in delight.
Good lord.
The corpulent braggart could never eat his fill. Let him dine on sharpened steel tonight.
Let him indeed. Ooh, that scout looks good to me. No, I'm not going to burn that. I will pump our accuracy before the first battle. Just until I can see how likely we are to hit. Okay, another. Unfortunately, our bleed chances aren't 100% here. But there's not too much I could do about that. Dodged. Whoo, that's really not good. That's a character with an accuracy trinket as well as +3 accuracy from the... Oh, that's really not going to be good. If we can finish off the sycophant, never mind. The thirst doesn't manage to hit. Alright, so no one can hit at all, apparently. That works for me. Stun the large flesh eater if I can. No, I can't.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Had a 15% chance to not even hit that blight, by the way. Infallible servitude. That's okay. I can break or remove that pretty easily. In fact, we'll just have that. And yep, now the manservant is dead. 16. Pretty good damage, Patricia. Roll the 50% chance of the stun there. Miss it. Patricia gets devoured with, 18 damage. That seems right about right. Manservant's definitely going to die before they get another action.
The ground
Crits.
quakes.
I'm feeling like we may actually need to consider playing this a lot more like we were playing our Endless missions. And that is to say, to have effectively like a buff slave. Someone who just stands there and fills the rest of the party with buffs. Specifically because our accuracy is not 100%.
The slow death, unforeseen, unforgiving.
Ooh, low rolled that damage. That's really not good. Thankfully, no one's currently marked, but I think you can actually use Tentacle Devour anyway. Yeah, you can. Just does less damage. We are debuffed for negative 10% to crit for the next 4 rounds. That's actually surprisingly annoying. We'll get Moth Mother to do a buff here. I believe we might actually be able to carry it through until that battle.
Prodigious size alone does not dissuade the sharpened blade.
Ah, plus 45%. That's what we get. Cool. 2 rounds, 1 round. As we enter battle, I think we lose them, though. Nope. We have them all for exactly 1 round. That is to say, the buffs we have for exactly 1 round.
A powerful blow.
That is a very, very powerful blow. Especially because it occurred before either of them took their actions. That's going to be just a lot. Ooh. Fallible Servitude rolls out. It's fine. I can break that guard. Stun the Esquire. Nice. All right. All right. All right. All right. Okay. 7, 4, and 12. Okay, so I do actually really want to stun that manservant there.
A brilliant
Got resisted. That's exactly what the kind of thing I was worried about. Huh? Well, that's wrong. How did... You've got 4 speed. I've got 5 more speed than you. All right. Oh, all right. All right. Sarcastic nod. I actually know that I don't have a battle in any of the next couple spaces, so that wasn't necessarily a good move. But because this manservant is about to try and extend the fight with that action, it does make it a better move. What goes round? Really would have liked to heal. Heal, heal, heal. Ah!
Gently. This is how a life is taken.
Hayden is so much faster than that target. We have 10 speed. That target had 4. And they went ahead of us. All right. All right. Continuing the sarcastic nod. Give it a scout. Yeah, but make sure... No, it's a blind scout. Oh. Got caught.
Watch your step.
For a lot of damage and a battle. Really not good. Extremely unfortunately, the Chevalier is actually out of range of Rampart. Back when I played this game the first time, the Chevalier would not have been out of range there. Because we're on such low HP, I think it's important to actually do the removal there, where otherwise I'd really try and ignore that. Subterranean Skewer does manage to hit. Hits both its debuff as well as the bleed. Gather the Blood misses. Nice. Moth Mother continues kicking in the damage. The Thirst rolls on Moth Mother. Does not Crimson Curse. Okay. Let's keep that Sycophant stunned. Party heal. Alright. I kind of figured that the lowest value target on the board was that supplicant, so allowing them to have one more action didn't seem that tragic to me. We yell at him. The idea is that the next action on my side should be Moth Mother. Or not, that's fine too. I mean, it's not fine, but it's fine. But it isn't though? Know what I mean?
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
Hayden picks up a nice self-heal out of that. We'll start a new stack of blood.
Overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
I'm not being overconfident. I've been making pains and steps to make sure I'm not. Good scout, double, and double scout, nice. Although the second scout actually didn't reveal anything at all, so yeah, okay. Debatable usefulness. Actually gonna pump the torch coming into this battle. Wow, they all have actually quite high bleed resist on the enemy team.
Impressive.
Got a crit. Did manage to bleed one of the targets as well. Okay, that could have been worse. Plus dodges, nice work. Lecherud in the back line is now dead. Do I want to let them get any action at all? No, I don't. I don't want to let that Flesh Eater get an action. And the primary reason I don't want to allow them to do that is because they can disease our characters. Ugh, that Weaken Prey is actually probably going to cause me to have Mystara defend.
Precision and power.
Okay. There you go, Mystara. Good.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
We can prey on Patricia now. Patricia doesn't have that much HP remaining. A crit would do it. That is to say, get us on death's door. Alright, I'm going to Serpent Sway. That's given me 2 charges of Aegis, which each will completely block an incoming attack. I'm going to attempt to make this stun. Hey, we actually get it. Nice.
Inspiration and improvement.
Unfortunately, it's now literally impossible for me to stun that enemy.
Compassion is a rarity.
They have 140% stun resist. 140% is the highest amount of stun that I can do. Tentacle Devour gets blocked. But unfortunately, we take the debuff again. Great. Enemy's already dead.
Abatement.
Woo! Nice crit. Shoot. Tapestry, though.
But a victory nonetheless.
That's 4.5k just by itself. Very good. Right. From what I remember from my previous campaign, the Viscount wasn't that bad. Now, I said that about the Baron, then misplayed horribly against the Baron, then spent a ridiculous amount of time recovering from my misplays against the Baron. So I'm not going to, or rather I'm going to make attempts not to underestimate it. But I don't know if the boss fight is going to be that bad for me. Manservant is now dead. That Supplicant's also dead. Sure, they get another action, but I can't stop that action anymore, so they're just dead before they get an action that I could prevent. Okay. If I can take out that sycophant, I'll be real pleased. I have to make that attack just so that I can stop that supplicant getting another attack off.
Precision.
Now I've just got the sycophant to worry about. We actually will use a stress relief move here. It's okay. We'll just set up the sycophant and then knock him down.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
A lot like that. Nice. I would love to start stacks of those. You know I would.
So too will resistance.
But money is not our concern. At least it's not our primary concern. Okay, didn't manage to scout anything there, but it shouldn't matter. Whew. This party's feeling a lot better prepared for this area than I really thought they might be. Like, I figured it was probably going to go pretty well. But we're kind of just schooling everything so far. Unless they're going to start introducing some particularly poor results, then I think we might be fine. Like, it's going to be like a 3 Chevalier fight that really starts to get to me. I'd love to target the Chevalier, but I can't. Not until I have one of these down at the very least. Like, because I can't even stun it. Okay. That's just a little bit of extra damage kicked in so that... Oh, what? So that was more likely to be a kill, by the way.
Clarified in a single strike.
Yep. Subterranean skill rolls against Hayden. Hayden takes the full damage. Doesn't get hit by the debuffs or the bleed. It's really good. Gosh, a lot of blighting is going on in this dungeon. A lot more than I thought was going to go on in this dungeon. So that's on me.
A devastating blow.
Fighting and dancing. There is no difference, apparently. One supplicant down. I need that Chevalier stunned. 80% chance to hit the stun. We hit it. Gathered the blood rolls on the back line. Hayden plus is not crimsonly cursed. We have a lot of party healing we need to do over the next couple rounds because look at all that damage. You crit the only person who... That's really good. And that's literally just enough to kill a Chevalier that round. Wow. Wowzers, bowzers, trousers. So if we get crit, that's a problem. Actually, a pretty sizable problem. Stress seems to be much less our concern than I thought it was going to be, and HP seems to be a lot more of our concern than I thought it was going to be. Alright, I'm actually going to buff our accuracy here. Raging slide on Hayden Plus, but it shouldn't be able to move her. Yeah. Movement resist, y'all. I really want to kill the courtesan in the back line as quickly as possible, but with Patricia being the only person who can target them, That seems unlikely that I'll be able to get them as quickly as I'd really like. If I don't do that heal, we expose ourselves to way, way too much. So we're effectively just conceding that this Esquire gets to use exactly one move. Skewering Repartee is really bad. Oh god, are they gonna chain Skewering Repartee on me? Yeah, they are.
Exposed to a killing blow.
I didn't know that was I didn't know that was what they were gonna do. That's really awful. We need so many rounds of recovery right now. Unfortunately, that Esquire gets another attack off, but they can't Skewering Repartee. I believe they can only use that from the back line. They roll a Thirst on Patricia. They roll enough to keep themselves alive as well, so I am going to need to commit an extra action there. That Courtesan does need to go down this round as well. Okay, Courtesan's down. Yeah, we're going to need like ooh. We're gonna need like a softball of a battle after this. Gosh, that was awful.
Ghoulish horrors, brought low and driven into the mud.
I think it's actually time I drop the Jute Tapestry. It's worth 4.5k, but
A handsome reward for a task well performed.
we need keys too. I'm actually worried about Moth Mother's HP in the upcoming fight. About just getting like instantaneously nuked. I'm gonna check that Curio upwards and then go downwards. Extremely yes. That was very, very, very important for us. So what's my limit? How much stress does a character have to have before I'll consider using a Throbbing Cocoon on them? Not certain, actually. I think 20. I think I'd use it on 20. Possibly even 15. Crits 1, good. Managed to bleed the one at crit, good.
The blood quickens.
Enraging Slight on Patricia with a crit. That's 24 stress, but that could have been a lot more. Alright, that manservant is now dead. They have no more actions. That manservant is now dead. It has no more actions. You dodged! Wow, our backliner got stunned there as well. That's really awful. Double crit. Good work, Moth Mother. Thank you for not stress healing any of the rest of the party there. That would have been an awful result. Patricia takes 10 damage and now has the Death's Door debuff.
As life ebbs, terrible vistas of emptiness reveal themselves.
The only bad case scenario here is Chevalier uses an attack on both of our frontliners. Subterranean Skewer on Moth Mother, who's now on Death's Door as well as has to bleed and acts very early in the combat order. You actually have to be kidding me with this. Alright, that's a stun Chevalier. Do we lose our Jester? Thank heck. I can't believe that we acted before the Jester. That's, like, extremely not likely. But it happened and we needed it. We desperately needed it. I would have loved to toy with it a little more, but I can't. Not that enemy. Not after what it just did.
Success so clearly in view. Or is it merely a trick of the light?
Gosh, maybe we needed to bring that extra 5 food. I was worried about filling all of my slots, but yikes. Speaking of, it's the end of the episode. My name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Darkest Dungeon. This is the start of our Viscount mission here in the courtyard. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.